Welcome all in class 15 on electromagnetic theory. In today's class, we will derive the expression of magnetic field due to current in a coil. So let us suppose we are using rectangular coordinate system, that is x, y, z. Let us suppose we have a coil and this coil is made of conducting material and it is placed in xz plane. Capital R is the radius of the coil and there flows a current I into this coil. So definitely the current I flows in xz plane. We have to find magnetic field at point P which lies on the axis of this coil, and let us suppose point P lies along y axis. The distance from the origin to point P is capital Y. So as current is flowing into the coil, so in order to find magnetic field at point P, we need to use Biot-Savart law. Now this Biot-Savart law is again used to calculate field due to an infinite small current element. So first we will calculate the field at point P due to infinite small element, and then we will integrate this magnetic field for the entire coil. So now let us suppose consider a small element dl, length of conductor on this coil. Now in order to find the magnetic field at point P due to this differential element, we are taking a radial distance from dl to point P, which is small r. So we are also considering another differential element dl of exactly same length as we considered earlier, with the condition that current in two elements, differential elements, is exactly opposite as can be seen from the direction of arrow. Now the magnetic field at point P due to these differential elements can be obtained by using Biot-Savart law. Now the direction of magnetic field at point P, which is perpendicular to the ideal and r vector, and that can be obtained by using right hand thumb rule, we can obtain the directions of magnetic field due to these two differential elements, and their direction is as shown in the slides. Now the radial distance r of point P from these two differential elements is exactly same, and the magnitude of magnetic field dB due to these two differential elements will be exactly same. Now the magnetic field due to differential element dl at point P can be split into two parts. One is along the y-axis and second along perpendicular to the y-axis. Similarly, for lower infinite small length dl, the magnetic field at point P can further be split into two parts. One is along the y-axis and second perpendicular to y-axis. However, the perpendicular components of magnetic field due to two elements are exactly same, so they will be cancelled. Mean to say is that for the entire coil, the magnetic field will exist only along y-axis. The perpendicular component of magnetic field will be cancelled due to equal and opposite magnitude. So here we have considered a coil which is placed in xz plane, where capital R is the radius of the coil and capital R lies in xz plane. Current flowing in the coil is I. We have to calculate magnetic flux density at point P, which is at radial distance capital Y from the coil. In order to calculate magnetic field density at point P, consider two infinite small elements of length dl. Current in two elements are opposite to each other. Distance of point P from infinite small element is small r, where small r is the radial distance between the small element dl and point P. The magnetic field at point P, which is perpendicular to the direction of current element and R, can be divided into two components, one along y-axis and other component perpendicular to y-axis. However, component perpendicular to y-axis will be cancelled for whole coil due to existence of equal and opposite magnetic field. Therefore, the magnetic field exists only along y-axis. Now, the differential magnetic field dB due to small element dl can be found by using Boyd-Savart law, that is dB is mu naught upon 4 pi idl sin theta by small r square. Now, if we see the angle between differential element dl ideal and radial vector r, we can calculate or we can estimate that angle between ideal which lies in xz plane with radial vector r is always 90 degree. This angle, as shown in slide, angle between radial line r and vector ideal is 90 degree. So we can say that sin 90 is 1. So magnetic field dB due to small element is mu naught upon 4 pi idl upon r square. Now let us suppose the radial vector r, small r, makes angle theta with a radius of the coil. Theta here is angle between the radius of the coil, which is capital R, and with the radial vector small r. Now from the geometry we can assume that, we can estimate that this is a right triangle, this angle is theta degree, this angle we know is perpendicular, so we can estimate this angle, that is the angle between radial vector r and y-axis can be calculated by 180 degree minus 90 minus theta, and angle between r and dB is 90 degree. So we can calculate that angle between dB and y-axis is theta. So as we have earlier discussed that dB can be split into two parts, one along the y-axis and second perpendicular to the y-axis. However, perpendicular component is cancelled due to the whole coil. So we are left only with the axial value of magnetic field, that is value of magnetic field in the y direction only, along the y axis. So magnetic field along y axis can be calculated as dB cos of theta. So dB magnitude was mu naught upon 4 pi ideal upon r square cos of theta. From the geometry we can also calculate that cos of theta can also be found by using capital R divided by small r. So we are just putting the values of cos theta. So this is the magnitude of magnetic field due to small element dl, and in order to find the magnetic field due to the whole coil, we need to integrate this equation. Now in this equation, capital R as well as small r is fixed for a particular dl. Now in order to find the total magnetic field, we are integrating the total length dl, which is equal to 2 pi capital R, circumference of the circle. Now from the geometry we can also estimate that the small r square is equal to capital Y square plus r square. So r in this equation can be replaced by that axial component of magnetic field is mu naught by 2 I r square, and we just put the value of small r in terms of radius of the coil and distance along which we have to find magnetic field. So this was the expression of magnetic field at point P. Now it is might possible that P lies at the center of the coil. When point P lies on the center of the coil, then total Y is equal to 0, and in that case the magnetic field comes out to be mu naught I upon 2R. So this is the expression of magnetic field at the center of a coil due to flow of current I. So this was all that we want to discuss in this class. Thank you.